That's weird. Like, is that because it's in West Virginia that it's called a devil dog and it's a fish man?
Their choice of words with dogs, completely different. Fishes are dogs, cats are elephants. You never know what's going on in West Virginia.
Here we go again. It is time for a different cider fueled crypto discussion on what you would normally find on the Comic Books and Cold Ones podcast. We are doing another episode of our beer run, but today it's a cider run as we are at the Cider House in DC. And I am joined, of course, by the Bunny Yek, or Yeko and the Bunny Men, to talk cryptids today. What's up, Yek?
Hey, Snally McCaster, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to all these cider samples we have on these flights in front of us. I can't wait to get into them.
So, yeah, today we are doing not comic books and cold ones, but cryptids and cold ones for our first alternate episode on our beer run series. But this is a cider run from DC at the Capitol Cider House at 3930 Georgia Avenue, Northwest Washington, DC. And we're super pumped here. With shout out to our Washington, DC fans in attendance. And I am pumped. If you want to hit the socials before we get kicked off and break down what we're going to be talking about today.
I will definitely hit those socials. So if you want to email us, cbcopodcast@gmail.com, send us show ideas and drinking ideas, at cbco_podcast for tweets, and comic books _cold ones on the Instagrams for all our cool pictures and other shit. So I hit those good. What do you got?
you finally got it right. It's like a mysterious hidden creature that no one knows about, and you finally discovered it, and you finally able to hit all the contact info that we have.
Yeah, after 27 sightings, I was finally able to identify what I was seeing.
Like the mysterious creatures we're doing, and these mysterious ciders. So yeah, we normally cover beer, and this is our first time covering something that is not beer. And the nice people here at Capitol Cider House make some good things that we want to try. And so we're going to be breaking down the various ciders they have. They have 7 here on tap that we're trying, as well as something called a Pommeau. Is that like a pompadour? I think we'll have to describe it and look at what the description is once we get to that, because it's a little more stronger than we're used to.
Never heard of a Pommeau.
It's like a pompadour, I think. You put it in your hair and you fill it up. But I think it's definitely
Sounds delicious, though.
we are going to be bringing it up. So to kick this off, before we're going to be talking about the cryptid creatures that inhabit the capital city region, and we found a less than a handful to woo you with tales. I am not a cryptid master, but I luckily am joined by one who has been following them for years. That is KMac Snallygas.
That's me.
So tell me about your credentials in hunting of cryptids, so I know this for certain.
Well, I've owned several books on the unexplained since I was a child. That's the first thing, including the Time Life miniseries, Mysterious Creatures and Mystic Places. That's lots of cred right there. Many skunk ape excursions in Florida. No success, though, but we felt like we were really close. Yeah, but I am super pumped to talk about the cryptid creatures in this area. They have some interesting choices, to say the least. Just like we have some interesting cider choices here.
So before we'll break off this first tasting of cider here, was Leonard Nimoy's In Search of your favorite show as a kid, as a cryptid hunter?
No, I mean, I really got into it with Unsolved Mysteries. They had a lot of UFO episodes. I remember seeing the story of Fire in the Sky on Unsolved Mysteries before I saw it anywhere else. But they had a whole lot of episodes focused on Bigfoot as well. And that's kind of what got me hooked. And then those Time Life commercials, holy crap, as a little kid, you're like, Mom, you got to buy me these things. But it's a subscription. Someone, you got to buy me these things.
So what you're telling me, instead of the bikini picture of Cindy Crawford on your wall as a kid, you had Robert Stack on your wall wearing his trench coat. It sounded like he smoked too many packs of Luxies.
Don't you judge me.
That's all I do. Well, to drown out that Robert Stack memory, let's start off with one of our first ciders here on their regular list here, and this is the Capital City Cuvée. I'm going to hand this over to KMac here, and I'm going to read the little blurb on the back of the can here for all you people out there if you want to try it. Our cuvee features an ultra crisp blend of American apples, none of them foreign apples for this, light and smooth. We crafted the kind of cider you can sip all day long. Now sit back, relax, and crack open some damn good crushable cider. So this is crushable, coming in at 6.9%. Could you crush this like Robert Stack crushed Unsolvable Mysteries back in the day?
Oh yeah, yeah. Robert Stack could crush this, and so could I. Those apples, definitely American apples. They don't taste like foreign apples to me. But it's good. It is crisp for sure. You can taste the crispness, and like most ciders, it's just something you could drink all day.
Yeah, I prefer the crisp over the dry.
Me too. Me too. The dry is kind of tough for me to drink. I mean, I'll do
Well,
it.
not too dry. I like the crisp dry. That's what I'm saying. Not the sugary sweet cider. Yeah, I don't like the sugary sweet stuff. I like the crisp dry kind of English styles much better, and this is kind of what they're hitting up here. And I don't know what a cuvee is. Do you know what a cuvee is? Is that something other Frenchy?
It's a good cider.
So,
That's all I know. I'll look it up.
that's not another cryptid creature. So, as I sip this one, break down who is the first cryptid of the Capital Region, the major cryptid of the Capital Region we're going to be talking about today, KMac.
All right, let's get into these cryptids.
Break down who's the if people were going to identify a cryptid of DC other than say a 10-term senator from some state, it shouldn't be alive and should be well gone past its death. What's the number one cryptid in the DC region that you found out about, Mr. Cryptid Keeper?
I think the number one cryptid here in DC is something called the Snallygaster.
The Snallygaster. Break down. When does it? What is it about the Snallygaster? When did it first get sighted and all that good stuff?
So its first sightings were reported around the 1730s. Snallygaster is also known as the Schnellergeist or Quick Spirit. It is a strange freaking thing. So it's like half bird, half reptile, has a metallic beak, sharp teeth, claws like steel hooks, sometimes an eye in the center of its head, and then also sometimes octopus tentacles. It is one crazy looking motherfucker, that's for sure.
No. What? So this is the 1730s. So this is when like the German, like pre-Amish people were settling there. What exactly were they doing with their ciders? Because I assume they were cider drinking to actually, imagine such a crazy creature.
Yeah, I mean, mushroom cider sounds like to me.
Which brings us to our second cider here, the Capital City Rosé. For the rosé monster-faced tentacles coming out of the Snallygaster. I haven't looked at some of these pictures. It basically looks like a turkey with wings, with no feathers, with octopus things coming out of its mouth, and able to scoop you up and suck you. So let's see what a rosé coming at 6.9% alcohol is going to taste like here. It is a rosé color.
It is.
Is that Snallygaster skin colored, you would say?
Oh yeah, for sure. So in preparation for this show,
really tart.
We also watch Shang-Chi, and the Snallygaster makes an appearance as the soul sucker at the end of Shang-Chi. It's almost a spitting image, except for the evil dead bird face that the Snallygaster has.
All right, so to go along with the tartness that is the Snallygaster, I'm going to read you what's in the Capital City Rosé. Bright gold rush apples and juicy Merlot grapes bring fruit-forward vibes to the silky smooth dry rosé cider. Sort of like watching a rogue wave crash, boom, into fresh, cool, drinkable perfection. Big flavor, zero sugar. Do you taste the boom into a fresh, big flavor?
Yep. Didn't you hear the boom? That was me tasting it.
I think it boomed itself through a Snallygaster's victim.
Boom. I like that one. I think I like it better. I like it better than the first one. And it also comes in at a 6.9%. So you can feel pretty good pretty fast on some of these. Man, but so I've been here for a couple of days, and I'm disappointed to say I have not personally seen the Snallygaster. I was hoping to watch some blood-sucking action. So someone getting snatched up off the street, flown up into the sky, blood sucked out. But I guess I'm not that lucky.
You are not. So yeah, the Snallygaster started sucking up German immigrants in the 1800s. So 17 late 1700s, and farmers would put hexes on their walls to attack the Snallygaster's dreaded enemy that we'll talk about in a little bit, the Duwayo, and we'll break that down as our second cryptid. But not many cryptids have arch nemesis, and it appears the Snallygaster does. But the Dutch immigrants, German immigrants, they love to try to bring it along. And then in addition to snatching up German immigrants, it started to snatching up freed slaves, which how crappy of a life is that you finally work your way to freedom and then you get sucked up by an ugly cryptid monster.
Yeah, that's just some shitty luck. Holy crap. Like, I've escaped. I'm free. Snallygaster time. Oh.
A-hole.
Yeah, so similar, if anyone's seen the Ten Commandments, how they paint the star on the wall, that's kind of what they did to repel the Snallygaster.
But it's kind of the reverse of that. Yeah, it is. No, it was to keep away the Ten Commandments, keep away the plague. See, not only are you a scholar of unseen animals and things, you know your Charlton Heston movies, which is surprising.
Soylent Green was people.
Soylent Green was people.
Spoiler, everyone.
That was the Snallygaster people too?
No, it only sucks out their souls. But Shang-Chi and those 10 rings, they defeated the Snallygaster. You think the Duwayo is its only enemy? No, 10 rings. Watch out.
So it continued snatching up people throughout the 1800s. And then it got really big all of a sudden in 1909 when there was an epidemic of people and chickens and everything getting eaten all of a sudden out of nowhere in Frederick County, Maryland, which is like the home base of this Snallygaster. Frederick County, mainly around Middleton, the town of Middleton. And enough so that numerous articles started to appear in the paper, and there was described by the people as having enormous wings, long pointed bill, claws like steel hooks, and an eye in the center of its forehead. So it's kind of morphed into its design a little bit. But more interesting, it had the sound of a locomotive whistle when it screeched.
Yeah, couldn't have been a train, right?
Yeah, well, it definitely couldn't have been a train with a big light on its forehead screaming through the night like a locomotive, right?
No. Well, crazy talk.
Well, the local people are hopped up on cider that they've been making in their fields in Middletown, Maryland.
Oh, and so one cool thing about this cryptid that I didn't realize until we were reading about it is that during this epidemic that you were talking about in 1909, Teddy Roosevelt actually considered canceling his African safari to come and hunt the Snallygaster. I guess he was talked out of it, but that's a cool piece of alternate history for sure. Teddy Roosevelt on a Snallygaster hunt. He would have got it too. That Snallygaster is fucking lucky that TR didn't come back from Africa and mount that thing on his wall.
Well, the Smithsonian considered putting a bounty out for it, and I think big old Teddy R was gonna use his blunderbuss to take down that Snallygaster and put it on that Smithsonian wall to preserve history, like he did with all the lions and dinosaurs he shot and put into the Smithsonian Institute.
Yes. Such a conservationist.
He traveled all through time and history just to bring back those things and put them in the thing. Which brings us to our next cider we're going to try here, because most people didn't know Teddy was known as the Big Peach because he was from the Big Apple. So they made an apple cider here with peach in it. It's called Lives of Peach. And I'm going to hand this over to KMac to tell me it is also 6.9%. And I'm going to read the little speech here. It's always island time with this winning combo of juicy Gold Rush apples and sun-ripened yellow peaches. So treat those taste buds to some golden-hued, fruit-forward deliciousness, because the forecast is calling for cider and lots of it. Is your mouth forecast calling for cider and lots of it?
Yeah, peachy cider. It was good. It's definitely like they described. I think it's more of a warm weather cider though, because it does have that peach flavor comes through very good with the apple, and it tastes just like it's 6.9% ABV,
Just like,
straight on those lines. But so far they're 3 for 3 in really good ciders.
oh yeah, you can taste the peach and the tartness all at the same time. It dries out your mouth, but I like that one so far. I'm rating it 3 snallygaster tentacles and a big eye in the forehead right now. Of the ones we tried.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, no doubt that's the rating for this cider.
So this thing continued sucking up people all through the 1900s, and numerous papers stories were written particularly out of the Middleton Valley Register, where the editor George C. Roderick and the reporter Ralph S. Wolf were covering this thing intensely for some reason. And the final story involved cap you not. The last sighting was in Frederick County around this time in March 1909. The 3 men fought the creature outside of a railroad station for nearly an hour and a half before chasing it into the woods of Carroll County. Now, we've established it has the whistle of a train, a big glowing eye on its forehead, and, and maybe appears around railway stations. Do you think these were just 3 porters drunk as their ass fighting a train that was coming through for the 6:30 to Yuma?
Looking at the picture of these guys in the paper, I mean, these are some grizzled old monster hunters for sure. There's no way they were drunk off their ass and thought they were, and were fighting a train instead of what they thought they were fighting, the snallygaster. No way. Look at these dudes.
So it looks like
They've hunted some monsters for sure.
2 of them have shotguns, and 1 of them has what appears to be a small sledgehammer or axe. He definitely looks like a hard man that can swing it at a cryptid creature.
Yeah, I mean, and that snallygaster came every night at 6:30, right after dark.
Right after. Surprisingly, it came on time with the train each and every night.
That's one thing about snallygasters is they run on a schedule. When it says it's going to be there, it's going to be there. You can count on it. Were there any other snallygaster sightings after that? Did those 3 grizzled old monster hunters get them?
Well, the rumor is that the George C. Roderick and Ralph S. Wolf made this all up, they said, to increase readership of the Middletown Valley Register. You as an expert in cryptids, do you believe that they made this up, or were these guys actually seeing snallygasters?
I think this one. I mean, I think there's some kind of truth to almost all cryptids, right? Somebody saw some kind of weird giant lizard bird at one point, maybe, and but I think eventually it probably got blown out of proportion to sell papers. That's my take on it, at least. But then again, looking at these monster hunter guys, I don't know. Like, they look super trustworthy. They don't look like they've been drinking all day. I don't know. But so what I do appreciate about the snallygaster, and we're going to get into this in a second. Like, not often does a crypto have a mortal enemy, so there might be something to the snallygaster.
So what I don't like about you is you're too scientific. And you're a nace. You don't believe. You just don't have the believe in you. The magic, the sense of this stuff actually went down. I think it actually went down. I, having lived in D.C. area now for 5 years, have seen some strange things flying around in the middle of the night, and seen some strange things occupying different buildings in the city, and actually being put there in place by other people that have looked kind of strange. So, I think you with your science is just too much, because the snallygaster did come back in the 1920s, right around the time Prohibition started for some reason.
Yeah, the snallygaster missed its booze. This is a huge giant picture of a snallygaster over this town. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people saw something. I don't. So I think there's probably something. I don't think those three guys saw the Snallygaster. I think they saw the train.
Trains don't have tentacles, KMac. Trains don't suck blood. And it was around before sucking up German immigrants.
There was prototype trains with tentacles. Yek, I'm sorry to say. That might have been what they saw.
Oh, the old tentacle train. I don't think so. Well, the last major sighting of the Snallygaster occurred around the time Prohibition, like we said, and when tax revenue agents were going into the woods to hunt for bootleggers, trying to get them from stop making bootleg Prohibition. So, what was the last recorded findings of the Snallygaster in the modern times, outside of what I have witnessed in DC?
So it was last seen outside Washington County, and apparently it was overcome by fumes of moonshine, or of a moonshine still, and it fell from the sky into a 2,500-gallon vat of alcohol, and it died. Now the story is also says that revenue agents soon arrived and destroyed the vat and the carcass of the Snallygaster. So who knows? That actually sounds pretty plausible to me, because those can be some strong fumes, right? And the Snallygaster was like the dude in Midnight Madness falling into that vat of Pabst Blue Ribbon. He's like, I need my alcohol. It's been prohibited too long. And then the Snallygaster was never seen again.
Well, just like the Snallygaster, I want my booze here, and I'm going to try the last of these of the regular round one. And this is the number 4 on the menu, the Gobbler, which is in honor of Thanksgiving here, and it has a turkey on the can. It also comes at 6.9% alcohol. And what, KMac, read the little description of this time?
Man, you put me on the spot. I don't have my glasses on. Man, I can't see a darn thing on this description. Okay. So it's Gobbler. It has a turkey on the can. It is for Thanksgiving, and I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm going to have to leave the description to you, unless you want me to go in my bag and get my glasses.
It comes in really pinkish hue like the rosé, but it has it does taste sort of a little bit like Thanksgiving turkey gravy. The spicy notes it's got a savory taste to it, so an extra yummy blend of juicy apples and whole red cranberries. That's what the savory is. Aged in maple syrup barrels. There we go. Whoa, pop to top it and enjoy super cheerful dry cider that sings with tart, berry, and caramelized sugar aromatics. So yeah, you can taste the maple syrup. That's the savory with the cranberries popping off like basically like a whole thing of dressing.
Comes in with the strong maple syrup smell. You can taste the cranberries. Honestly, it tastes like Thanksgiving. I didn't know if that was possible, but they have synthesized the flavor of Thanksgiving into this cider. So if you're in the area and you're looking for something to bring home for Thanksgiving dinner, get some of the Gobbler cider. It is perfect for Thanksgiving. I mean, I love Thanksgiving. Food's good. And if you want to drink Thanksgiving, that's the way to go.
Yeah, basically, it's a can of Thanksgiving coming right at you. Since we're through the tail of the Snallygaster now, when do you think the Snallygaster will next come back?
Yeah, I think so. Tonight, after this, when we go on our DeWayo hunt, I feel like when we find the DeWayo, we're going to root out a Snallygaster.
So that's your hot tip, is that when we start talking about this, we're gonna get the DeWayo to bring out another Snallygaster and bring it home. We're gonna break down the DeWayo, but we're gonna rank these 4 of the regular house ciders here in terms of Snallygaster attributes: tentacles, single eye, locomotive whistle, steel claws. I'm gonna let KMac break down what he rates as what.
I don't know what any of those ratings are going to mean, but I'm going to give the coolest thing about the Snallygaster is the octopus tentacles. So I am going to give the Gobbler the octopus tentacles, because wouldn't it be cool to have a turkey with octopus tentacles? So that's what the Gobbler is getting.
Well, basically, the Snallygaster is an octopus tentacle Snallygaster. I mean, yep. He's a turkey tentacle. He's a turkey tentacled turkey, right? That's what he
is. He sure is. Life's a Peach I'm going to give the train whistle, just because I have no idea what these mean compared to the ciders, and I think it's cool that it sounds like a train whistle. The eye in the center of the head is going to go rosé, because that's probably the second coolest feature behind octopus tentacles, and that was my second favorite one behind the gobbler. And finally, the cuvee will be claws like steel hooks, because I said so.
Well, it is their standard whatever go to drink a whole crushable cider. So all cryptids have claws basically, right? With the exception of the Loch Ness monster. They have some steel gnashers of some kind, and I think that's apropos.
Yeah, the snallygaster actually reminds me of the chupacabra. It just doesn't attack cows; it attacks um, settlers instead.
The chupacabra don't fly though.
Sure, it does. If you want it to
It
fly, it
doesn't.
can fly. You got to believe. You got to believe you can fly. I believe it can fly.
So Snallygaster's just the chupacabra that launched Space Jam too much.
Yeah. Snallygasters love Space Jam, not the new one. Michael Jordan one, of course.
Right. You've already gone on as a naysayer say there's no such thing as a Snallygaster, and I am saying there is a Snallygaster.
No, I said I can believe there's a Snallygaster. I just don't. I think those
You're,
three old dudes
you're
are fighting a
a
train.
man of science. You should not be ever agreeing with me. An idiot.
No. I think there's a chance early on, but I think those three old dudes were fighting a train, a tentacle train from another dimension. All right, Dwayyo time. Go.
So, as we mentioned, one of the best traits actually of Snallygaster, other than the four different aspects of it, the Snallygaster actually has a mortal enemy, and it is the Deweyyo, Dewayyo, which are wolf-like mammalian bipeds engaged in epic battles throughout the Middleton Valley in Wolfsville, Maryland. Some people believe it is related to the Hexen wolf, which is also a similar described creature that takes place in more in Appalachia, but both all described by the German, Scotch kind of immigrants in the area. And it's not been established whether the Deweyyo is native to the land, because when the Monopoly Indians that lived in the area, their oral histories have been lost. So it's not clear if these beasts came over with these settlers or they were native. I think potentially they came over with the settlers, and the Snallygaster was native and didn't like the Deweyyo coming in on its territory to snacking up its chickens and livestock.
Science. I agree. So, and the Dwayyo was like, I don't know where to settle. I know. How about Wolfsville? Wolfsville. Perfect. No, but I mean, I think werewolf lore is awesome. It's one of my, there's so many stories from Europe where werewolves or threatened entire like areas of people. The king sent out hunting parties and seemed to never get them, but there's so much werewolf law. It's pretty impressive, and it makes sense that it went and traveled to the New World with the settlers. So I think that anyone who witnessed a Snallygaster Deweyyo battle witnessed one of the coolest things that has probably ever happened in the history of the planet. Tentacled, one-eyed, razor-clawed, flying creature, half bird, half reptile, fighting a wolfman? Heck yeah. Nice.
That's top 10 monster fights. So yeah, I'm gonna break down the little story from the online wikis on these things. So most of the Deweyyo sightings began around the 1920s and 30s, conveniently around the time that Prohibition started again. But the legend of the creature actually reaches back to the 1700s. The Dutch, which had settled the region, brought with them the tale of the Hexen wolf. The Hexen wolf has strong roots in old Germanic lore and suspect to be the possible progenitors of werewolves today. The Deweyyo appears to have been the response to fear of notorious Snallygaster or the Snallygaster sightings. The Dutch settlers feared the Snallygaster and looked to the Deweyyo as a sort of protection against it. Even went so far to put hex symbols on barn doors. The sign supposedly marked Deweyyo and kept away the Snallygaster like a mongoose would keep away a snake.
That makes sense. I imagine when these things fought, townsfolk gathered around, watched, placed bets.
What I want to know is it one Snallygaster versus one Hexen or one Dueo, or is it a pack of Dueo since they're pack animal?
Are they
Or
pack animal? Has there been multiple Dueo sightings together?
as a wolfen species, aren't all wolf dogs pack animals by nature?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I
You're
don't
the
think there have
scientist.
been. I don't think there have been many
You're the
studies
scientist in this group.
on Dueo behavior.
I look for you to be the learned man of science to tell me about these things, which I don't know if Snallygasters seem to be hunting in single pairs like eagles instead of flocks.
Yeah. Well, I think there's only one Snallygaster, right? Or is there multiple of them? I guess there would have to be multiple of them if it survived for decades.
Well, it has to be one that breeds, right?
I think it's just a one-on-one fight. Like, if it was a pack of Dueo, I think that would have resulted in there being more information on the Dueo on the internet. Because those settlers, they would put everything on the internet.
especially them Amish settlers. They were big on the internet. Amish settlers and the internet. First thing they did.
Yeah.
Set up. It goes when you found an Amish setting. It goes barn raising, Wi-Fi installation.
Yes. Then it's online social media profile.
Yes.
and then cryptid page.
Pretty much in that order.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
So, do we want to attempt to rate this battle with the two Pommeaus that they make here at the Capitol Cider House?
Sure.
Okay, they make two, and we're going to decide which one is the Snallygaster and which one's the Dueo. Both of them come in at 16.3% alcohol. One's the Peak Lady Pommeau, and the other one's the Gold Rush Pommeau. And I'll see if I can get some information on exactly what a Pommeau is, because Pommeau, Dueo, I don't, all these words are coming at me pretty quickly. So here's the info from their website. What the heck is a Pommeau? Think of Pommeau as the apple version of port wine. It's a classic French cordial made by blending raw, unfermented cider with apple brandy. And so, KMac
it smells like I didn't try it. I smelled it. It smells like it's brandy barrel aged.
Okay.
That one was good. What was that? Was that the Gold Rush GR? Is that what that stands for?
The Gold Rush Pink Lady.
Pink Lady. Right.
Like in Greece. Like, does that taste like Rizzo or Sandy?
I hope not. All right. So I got my votes ready. You want to drink?
All right. Let me give my try here. I'm going to lead with the Pink Lady here. I'll tell you what it tastes like at 16.9% alcohol. Yeah, it's sweet. Got that brandy taste. It's not as tart or dry as the cider. It's very sweet, sugary.
You get the brandy on the back end.
You get a little burn on the throat as it goes down. And now let me try the Gold Rush here. That one opens this night. This is a little more. Definitely. That one's 16.9% alcohol. So, yeah, it's a little bit more than 16.3.
Say that again?
So that one's 16.9% alcohol. The
16.9%?
Yes.
Oh, man. Wow. Let's get more of that. So, all right. So Gold Rush is the Dueo, my vote, because we don't get a lot of information on it, and you want more. Like, I want more Gold Rush, and I like the flavor a little better. Pink Lady is obviously the half bird, half reptile creature, because like that underbelly is probably pink, and I imagine like when it's sucking your blood out of you, it burns, and you get that burn on the way down with the Pink Lady.
I'm thinking most Snallygasters are female from a reproductive standpoint to serve the species. So
that's science. Math checks out.
So I'm going to go with your same votes here. And Pink Lady is definitely the Snallygaster of the Pommeau world. And the Gold Rush is definitely the Dueo of the Pommeau world. So we've established this as fact. When you visit Capitol Cider House, do not order either the Pink Lady or the Gold Rush. You just order the Snallygaster or the Dueo. And they'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As you can hear, we have a crowded crowd. Ample around us the sounds of the cidery.
Yeah, tell them Comic Books and Cold One sent you, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. They order multiples of them. So those are the two really DC adjacent land area ones of cryptids, but we have at least three more. We'll get into at least one more of these here. The big one that all the kids know about, related to possibly one of the most famous cryptids of all time. If you had to do your ratings of most famous cryptids, would it go Bigfoot, Yeti first, then Loch Ness Monster, or would it go Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot first.
Bigfoot, number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Loch Ness Monster, I think, was very popular in the 80s, but since it obviously can't exist, I think it's lost its popularity.
he, he,
And since it's
he lost his.
probably a bird or like a little wooden toy that someone took a picture of, um, yeah. So it's Bigfoot is more popular now, but in the 80s, oh man, it was all about that Loch Ness Monster.
So he lost his branding and agent and couldn't make it.
Yeah, yeah. They won't return his calls anymore.
so basically, like Night Ranger, can't get any venues to play anymore. It's Loch Ness Monster. Well, to bring back the Loch Ness Monster out of the 80s and keep him going on, he may have moved over to the Chesapeake Bay, where they have been spotting the Chesapeake Bay Monster, or known as Chessie, to Nessie and the Loch Ness Monster. And supposed sightings of this monster have been since 1943, really picked up in the 70s and 80s, even so much so that somebody actually captured the Chessie Monster on an early VHS tape while
Hell
floating
yeah.
through the harbor.
His name was Bob Frew, and we saw an interview with him. Seemed like a decent fella, and he said other people saw it too. So clearly they saw something. I mean, they described it as 25 to 40 feet long, looks like a snake, horse head, black. They seemed like fishermen, so they would know if they saw something that looked out of place. He actually described it as a telephone pole, like as long as a telephone pole swimming. I mean, I guess there are telephone poles that float in Chesapeake Bay and its tributaries, but if it was a telephone pole, I'm sure they would have recognized it as such and said, "Hey, there's a telephone pole." But instead, they said it was a Chesapeake Bay monster. Good for them.
All right, so we watched the video from Bob Frew,
We sure did.
and as a man of science, learned letters in various degrees, did the video convince you of Chessie?
Not the video so much, but I feel like I can trust people that know the body of water that they're in. He seemed like a lifer to this area, so whatever he saw is definitely not something he usually sees. So I feel like whatever he saw, it was out of place and not normal to the area. Yeah, I think he saw something out of the ordinary for sure.
I watched the video. I saw a monster that goes up and down, not like a snake.
Like a telephone pole.
Definitely, definitely not a floating telephone pole the way it bobbed up and down. I didn't see anything that reminded me of the telephone pole. I'm going that I believe in Chessie, and I might go fishing for him.
You should. And you should video it, and then we'll put it on our first YouTube video when you catch it. World famous.
Maybe if I get a snallygaster to go with me, I could capture a Chessie.
I bet you can. Snallygaster can probably catch you almost anything with those tentacles. I mean, flying octopus, hell yeah. So there was some question as to whether or not Chessie could be a manatee, because there have been manatee sightings in Chesapeake Bay, which surprised me. I'm from Florida, and I know my manatees, and they don't like the cold water. But they took this manatee out of Chesapeake Bay, and they brought him back to Florida, put a tracker on the manatee, and then found him like a year later back in Chesapeake Bay, and had gone all the way up to Rhode Island. So which is very unusual for a manatee. But the way that they describe Chessie, like a snake, is nothing like a manatee. So I don't think the manatee sightings can be an explanation for what Chessie is.
How much did that manatee love Maryland blue crab?
Hell yeah. It's like, I'm going to Maryland.
He's like, I gotta swim all the way there to get some crab cakes. So much better than Florida crab cakes.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they are. I don't eat those things, but I will trust manatee's judgment on those every day.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, How would you rate the possible existence of Chessie?
I'll give Chessie a hard 6.
A hard 6. And Snallygaster, where does he rate?
5.
And the Dwyo.
Oh, I like Dwyos, man. I'm giving Dwyo an 8, baby.
Okay.
Because like you just get those grizzly men living out in the woods. They turn to wolfmen all the time. I've seen the shows, and they love to fight their other cryptids. So you need that. You need that kind of battling.
And so we have one more real cryptid in the region,
and 2 more ciders.
And 2 more ciders. And so break down our next cider is one called Pippin with added sugar, coming at 6.5% alcohol. And they don't have the little description because it's not one of the regular candies. I will see if I have something on the menu about this here. This says aptly imbalanced.
Ooh.
Sort of like the Snallygaster, technically an one-eyed.
Yeah, that makes for some hard flying. Tentacles in one eye. Okay,
that
this is the Pippin.
More very aptly.
Dry too, right? Am I right on that?
Yep. But more aptly than anything.
It's good though. Can't say it's not good.
Yep. And so the last kind of cryptidy, actually monster here, is something called Monongahela, which is a devil dog from the Monongahela River coming out of West Virginia, described as half man, half fish. First spotted by British troops in the French and Indian War. Well known by the Indians in the area at that time and discussed.
Man, I love my Hostess devil dogs. They were so good. Why is it called a devil dog, but it's half man, half fish?
I am not certain. It has no dog aspect. There are pictures of people have drawn this online, and it like has a mannish face, and it looks like a giant salamander body on the back end.
Oh, that's a creepy thing. Holy crap. Why are those kids holding it? I wouldn't pick that thing up.
And then it's been on and off sightings throughout the years, but in the 1930s to 50s, there's a frantic search for the Monongahela, with task force led from the police, I believe, to potentially conserve it as a unique species.
A devil dog fish man. Hell yeah, you want to preserve that thing. You want to put it in a zoo. That's weird. Is that because it's in West Virginia that it's called a devil dog and it's a fish man?
Their choice of words of dogs, completely different. Fishes are dogs. Cats are elephants. You never know what's going on in West Virginia.
Yeah. All right. That I can appreciate that for sure.
But this is the one where I can step in and say, I believe they just mistake this one for the Hellbender salamander, which is the largest salamander in all of North America, getting upwards of 2.5 or a foot and a half to 2 feet, I believe, long, buried underground, and actually has, like, in its first Latin name, it's like Cryptosus or something.
But does it have a human face?
Have you seen them? They have the most darling of human faces.
All right, then we got a winner. Does this next cider have the most darling of human faces?
What's true? So, the Hellbender salamander, Latin name, Cryptobrachius alleganius. Definitely rather large, berries, kind of a sweet-faced little creature. That could be mistaken for a human face because it's got big eyes, big smile. So whereas I gave 10 out of 10 for all the other cryptids as being real, and like KMac, who knows nothing.
You gave 10 out of 10 on all of them? How did I miss that?
This one is a 0 out of 0 because it's not a cryptid, it's a real creature. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I think they're probably separate because, like, who would call a salamander a devil dog? This is the best capture image of a creature we've seen so far, this salamander with a little boy's face. I think this one's real. This one, 10 out of 10 for me.
So to close out our cider trying, this Concord cider here, coming in very Concord grapey. And I assume it has Concord grapes in it. It's jammy and refreshing at 6.2% alcohol. So I'm about to try this here. It is jammy and refreshing.
What's the ABV?
6.2% alcohol.
This one tastes like juice. Really good.
Jammy, this is the most one that tastes like apple juice.
Sweet like a devil dog.
A Drake's Devil Dog?
Is there any other kind of devil dog?
Well, there is. There's monogamy.
In the illustration, it's shaped like a devil dog. I don't know if it has a creamy filling, though. I don't know if I want to know.
So, as the monogamy, we've already heard you give your other ratings of the cryptid. On 1 to 10, what was yours on this one?
Oh, this one's real for sure. There is a devil dog fishman living in the rivers of West Virginia. No doubt in my mind.
So this is a 10 out of 10 for Dr. KMac of the Cryptid Institute of,
Yeah, this one
of America.
checks all the boxes for a real cryptid. When the police are involved, you know it's a serious thing.
I've seen the police hunt down a psychotronic man, so they may be able to hunt
That's
down.
exactly my point. Like
Maybe
this
we'll
this
find
is
out.
right up there with the psychotronic man.
Okay, so we've already rated the other 4 regular ciders. We've given the Pommeaus their rating in the battle between the Snallygaster and the Dwyo. So we have the Pippin and the Concord. So I'm going to put it to KMac. If you were to name each of these ciders, Devil Dog or Hellbender, which would you name them?
Oh well, the Concord is the devil dog, of course, because it's like a dessert type cider. It tastes like juice. It almost tastes like apple juice. Super good. So you definitely want to pair that with your Drake's Devil Dogs. That's what they recommend here at the Cider House Brewery. Devil Dog pairing. And I would rate
the cider sommelier.
hell yeah. And then the other one, whose name I can't remember right now, I would make the Hellbender. It's a good cider too, but the Devil Dog just fits for the other one much better.
Okay, I'm gonna go with your rating on this.
Of
But
course
to go
you
through
are.
the list again, we tried 6 different ciders a day and 2 Pommeaus. I'm
That's
gonna
8.
go. Yep. I'm gonna let you rate what you like best about being here at the Capitol Cider House.
Well, this place is very nice. I understand it's very new, and it looks at everything is modern. It's well lit. There's a lot of tables. There's a lot of bar space. You can really come here with a group of people and have a lot of fun. You can even meet new people because it's set up big table style, which I always like. And they have such a wide variety and great selection of ciders here too that like there's a cider for everyone. No matter what kind of cider you like, you're going to find something here to enjoy. So I would highly recommend it if you're in the DC area. Even if you don't like ciders and you've never tried them, like I said, come by. They'll find something for you. It's it's very well done here.
And of the 8 things you tried, which is the number one that you want more of?
Ugh, that's a tough one. What was the one that was 16.9%?
That is
brandy
the
one?
Gold Rush Pommeau.
That was probably my favorite one.
Frenchy.
Oh, yes.
C'est bon, c'est Julia. Grip Donson.
Yeah, so I really like that one, and I really like the one that tastes like
The Concord Jammy Fruity one?
yeah,
Or
the Concord
Thanksgiving
fruity
Gobbler.
one. The Thanksgiving fruity one. The cobbler, like I said, if you're looking for something for Thanksgiving to grab, bring home to your family, get some of that. I don't know if it's necessarily drink year round type of cider, but I think all the other ones you can drink year round, and the peach one is especially good for the warmer weather. So, like I said, they have a lot of variety here, something for everyone and something for all seasons.
Yeah, I am definitely a fan of the crushable cuvee because it's like claws like steel in the Snallygaster, and of course Life's a Peach. Locomotive whistles are my favorite for watching things go beep beep while 3 drunk old Appalachian men beat on you with whatever they have in hand.
Yeah, awesome. Well, this was a lot of fun. I like ciders.
Indeed, it was. Well, this has been fun as our first alternative episode, talking about something other than comic books and beer. This time, talking cryptids and ciders. And so, if you like what you listen to, please just rate our podcast and wherever you want. Podcast 5 out of 5 stars would be great. You can hit us up at our email, cbcopodcast@gmail.com, or on Twitter at cbco_podcast, or on Instagram, comic books /_ones. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this one and want us to talk more random crap about monsters that really exist that KMac doesn't think exist, we would love to cover more of this for you.
Yeah, yeah. I love cryptos, no matter what that idiot says. But if you ever check out the Capitol Cider House, tell them you heard about them on our show. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for listening. Bye bye.